say that we are investing in, throwing money at special needs, but throwing money at education and throwing money at special needs is not the only thing you can do.
We're here because this bill threatens the very core of all our values. Our freedom to educate, our right to parent, and our power to protect our children.
And this bill is absolutely against faith and families.
Who have been harmed in our mainstream school system. This is a massive, massive problem, and the Children's Wellbeing in Schools Bill does nothing to to support well-being of children in school, which is a bit of an irony, really, isn't it?
No one loves our own children like we do. And you would have thought that that kind of natural, sacred, God-given bond that we have with our children, that would be enough to show and demonstrate that we're the ones that should be entrusted with decisions about their well-being and their future.
The Economist magazine described it as causing absolute chaos. It does not need to be done by the state, it does not need to be paid for by the state. What it needs is children being raised with love and with care and with the support of parents. 25% of fee-paying parents come from below average household incomes. Love and care here does not mean neglect there unless society wants it to. And we're part of society.
But throwing money at education and throwing money at special needs is not the only thing you can do. In the long run, it will not provide the results you're looking for. You've promised radical change, so deliver that. Do not break the system further.
I've warned, there's a real danger that these children will lose their lives. And I believe that the suicide among children will grow if you force them, shoehorn them into environments that are not good for them. I stand here before Parliament in the hope that someone will listen. This legislation, if it were to become legislation, is going to empower the state beyond that which I've ever seen in my experience today. We must all say no together.
As you know, this Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill affects every parent, it affects all educators, and it affects society as a whole and all faith groups. We have a fantastic array of different speakers.
We were right here at the spot. I was like playing chess with Ben, and we were all just talking about it. And I kind of just felt that our voices wasn't being heard. We came up with the idea of this book here.
It's called Hidden Voices Speak, available on Amazon. For me, this is actually the most terrifying aspect of this bill. It's the sheer amount of information that they are intending to collect for the register. Not only the names and addresses of the children, of all their friends or their associates, anyone very loosely worded involved with their learning, but also information which will amount to their daily whereabouts hour to hour. In reality means that a person who may have abused them in horrendous ways might suddenly have access to very detailed information about their daily whereabouts. Someone who has committed some of the worst crimes known to our society, being able to predict that their victim is due to walk down a particular road at a particular time on a Monday afternoon. We don't need to find the children that need our help. They are bravely declaring themselves to the police, in the family courts, and to social services every single day of the week.
I'm known as the strictest headmistress in Britain. We have one enemy in common, and that is Bridget Phillipson. We want our children to be looked after. We want our children to be cared for. We want parents like you who are willing to march outside and fight for your right to be able to educate your children, from being able to employ unqualified teachers, because Bridget Phillipson says they're not qualified, therefore they can't teach. All of you are teaching your children. You are just as qualified as any of us.
There are those who think that I look like Dumbledore. And I don't think that the bill would allow for Hogwarts to actually come into being, because the kids are much too independent. Individuality is key. When God created the world, He created one family unit, Adam and Eve, and their children. There was no school. There was no state. There was parents teaching their children. And then came Abraham. And as it says in Genesis, that Abraham was commanded to teach his children. Foundation of British education has been that school teachers always worked loco parentis, which means as a delegate of the parent. Right? Now what are we seeing? We're seeing that the school teachers become in loco civitatis, an agent of the state. My parents used to write a letter to the school and say, Randall will not be in school on Thursday, we are taking him somewhere. And the school teachers would mark down in the register, authorised absence. Why? Because my parents authorised my absence from school. The teachers no longer work on behalf of the parent, they work on behalf of the state. And they've now punished parents if they don't do what the state wants. And preserved in the current Bill Act, which is the 1996 version, Section 7, is a statement where it says the duty of parents to secure education of children of compulsory school age. Over the last 15 years, to my personal knowledge, the Department for Education have been trying to pickpocket you parents. They've been trying to dip your pocket and take your authority, your responsibilities as parents away, and put it in their bureaucratic drawers. They don't trust you. That is the reason they want to do you to bring up your children as they want you to bring them up.